including amputations, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, intellectual disabilities, and more. Beyond the limits, changing perspectives, breaking barriers, and giving voice beyond disability.
Because now is the time to show we patriotism. For we country facing its darkest hour. So our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try. Just a little harder. If we just get one more try, life would be much sweeter.
Yes, good afternoon, one and all. And just as Black Stalin said, we can make it if we try. Now, this afternoon we have Mr. Anton Lafon. I could say, well, our co-host, the legendary champion for disabled people, always fighting for the elderly and the disabled people. Good afternoon, Anton Lafon, and welcome to the program, man.
A pleasure to be here, Roland.
Yes, well, what will be the topic that you'll be discussing today? The environment that the elderly and the disabled people have found themselves in?
I think it's imperative to understand where we are as disabled persons. And somebody might ask the question, well, you in disabled? I say we are all disabled. The eventuality is what it is. Because if you go old, you'll be disabled. So we have to understand that. So the plural and the pronoun must be used. Because persons with disabilities are as important as persons who are so-called normal. So I will always start by saying God is good all the time. And all the time God is good. And we have to be able to have that aspect concrete in our way forward. Now, today is a day that I felt that, we have to start paying much more attention to the poor. And the poor and the disabled balance itself off. So it comes like you have two disabilities. Now, how do we find ourselves attending to persons who are poor and disabled? Is it feasible to say that right now the poor and the disabled are treated with the respect and given the attention that is supposed to be given to them? Our society has left a gap between themselves and the poor. And the poor are the ones that are obviously required to get the respect and the credibility that they so richly deserve. Right now we are in a position where it comes like it's the norm. You're poor, you're disabled, no big thing. And that is unfair. As I was chatting with you earlier on, this situation is important when it becomes an area where our attitude towards persons with disabilities remain comfortable. It is just ordinary. So you just say, okay, that person disabled. But there are fractions in society that will be getting much more attention than the poor persons. And that is where you should start from. You should pay more attention to the person who is poor. And poor is a very, very a concerned word. Because if a person is poor, what is the redress they have as far as disability is concerned? And we have to take that into consideration. You will understand on Sunday when it's Mother's Day and you have mothers that are disabled or having to look after a disabled child. You will understand that poverty. How many people will recognize that? Before I continue, I would like to ask those mothers who are disabled and who have to deal with disabled children, just keep the faith, because nothing will last forever. Nothing. You'll be able to have some form of victory, and you'll be able to do something proper.
Nice opening, But Anton Lafon, for many people in the higher echelons of society, to them, I've heard people say already, even prominent people, there have been radio talk shows that turn out to be radio talk shows in some cases. And you hear them say something like, sure, you all have heard that too. on many occasions. Well, they say something like, well, the poor and the disabled will always be with us. They'll dismiss that concern of yours. And the hard thing about it is that these are the same people who occupy commanding positions in this country. These are the people who controlling how much money is spent where, when will it spend, and that kind of thing. I mean, how do we, as a people or disabled people and elderly people, how do we get around that when we have to deal with people with that kind of mentality?
I am blinkered now, I am blinkered. I am concentrating on what is the resolve, because this program is in existence for how long?
4 months now, you can say.
4 months.
Yes, 4 months.
What is the relationship between this program and persons with disabilities? I don't have a statistical analysis of it. All I am saying is that I am not hearing the cry, and you should take cry literally. We are not hearing that people who are marginally poor getting interest in this and using it as a platform to go forward. I am not interested in the political aspect or the economical level.
Correct.
I am interested in going forward. And they can't go forward single. You have to go forward collectively. So if this interest is here, you will find movement. If you study the snail moves, but it might move swiftly.
Right.
So we have to understand where we are and what we are doing. And I am yet to be informed as to where and how we are going, because it is becoming a burden. It is becoming a burden. It might be the word might sound impolite, but it's a practical assessment, because we have to understand going forward. If we keep looking at the ones that have and are not contributing, we are actually reversing.
Yes.
We have to look at what we are doing and what we want to get out of this. And the poor has to understand that they are poor, but they're not marginalized. They're not castrated. They are part of society. Yes. So you have to get up and say, this is where we are and this is what we want.
But well, I agree with you 100%. But you and I have spoken about that. There is no groundswell of resistance, for want of a better terminology or a better word, coming from the various groups who are actually suffering from this kind of situation, who are being denied their rights, being denied the opportunities of freedom, opportunities of getting jobs, opportunities of education, and all these kind of things. I mean, you and I have spoken about that, and you know that you always, for want of a better word, complain about that same thing too. No support or no groundswell of resistance coming from the people who actually it is affecting the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that contribution as a valid one.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to keep tossing the mud at the wall. That is the only way some will stick.
Mm-hmm.
And we are complacent. We just relax. You come to a position where you get immune to the poverty and the strife and the struggles of going forward. We have to castrate that. We have to say no. Time to stand up and let our voices be heard. Always remember, as you grow older, you are developing the disability,
Correct.
And you're not excluded as long as you live.
Correct.
So if you feel, well, that ain't bugging me now, sorry, wake up.
Yeah, because you'll be in a position where you will have to be taken care of at some point.
Yes, or you never know. At a moment's notice, any one of us could be the same.
Correct.
No, but just in line with what you were saying there, I have reminded people on more than one occasion, you had a lot of people, well-known people right here in Trinidad and Tobago, who were very active. I mean, nobody had energy like the Mighty Sparrow. He was the whiner man of his times.
Yes.
Mighty Sparrow is in a wheelchair now the last couple of years. I've
Yes,
seen
he
him.
is. Yeah.
You had people like David Rodder.
Yes.
Not so?
Oh, yes.
First Triple King, David Rodder. And the last thing I heard, I think, is Parkinson disease he's suffering. Now, every time, if you see him perform, the last time I saw him performing, he was actually sitting down in a chair.
Yeah, he had to sit.
Yeah. You have people like Calypso Rose. I mean, I've seen Calypso Rose performed way back in the 70s. Nobody could have pranced and spin and all them kind of thing, Fire, Fire in Your Wire, and all these kind of famous songs, Going Down San Fernando and all these kind of things. Rose in her heyday was a very energetic person.
That's right.
Last time I saw Calypso Rose, the last couple of times, not in person but on social media, she was in a wheelchair.
That's right.
So my thing today, rest of society, if these things can come to people like Mighty Sparrow, Calypso Rose, David Rudder, I remember seeing even this comedian, he got a stroke, you remember?
It was Tony.
Yeah, Tommy
Joseph.
Yeah,
yes.
Tommy Joseph.
Yeah.
So if
That's
you think
true.
them to very famous people,
Happens
well
to
then,
everybody.
I must say to society, don't wait until it happens to you, you know, and then you're complaining. Because I always say to Trinidad and Tobago that if you feel that you have nothing to say, just like the German pastor in Germany, when he said, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again, that when they came for the Jews, I said nothing because I was not a Jew. When they came for the trade unionists and the communists, I said nothing because I was not communist. And for those people who are not aware, right, that was something that was said in the settings of Nazi Germany when Hitler was killing all the Jews and all of that, right? For those who stood silent, they were the cause.
That's right.
Eventually. And I'm saying the same thing applies to the population in Trinidad and Tobago in general. You see, a lot of things, as I said before and I said it again, sometimes a country's fortune is turned out to be a country's misfortune.
That's right.
And I'm saying it in the context of, you see, we're not a country like America, England, and these Middle Eastern countries where they're always at war. So you have like 2,000, 3,000 people, soldiers, coming home as double amputees and triple amputees.
Correct.
They end up in a wheelchair for the rest of their life because they lost their leg or two legs or two hands from a bomb or a mine or something like that. Okay, people, I'll just have to take a break because we'll take a break for the news. We'll come back soon after this. Don't go away.
Yes, we do. And callers, we can't take the call now, but you can call back after 2 p.m. All right.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Rennick Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I go right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I got right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I got right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. New shows, new features, big giveaways. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Vermala Balkaran. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning.
Every morning in Trinidad and Tobago, a new conversation begins. And right here, we take that conversation further, speaking with the stakeholders and voices behind the stories. From news and lifestyle to culture, health, and entertainment, we bring you the topics that matter most as you start your day. Join us weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. Watch on TTT or join the conversation from anywhere on your smart device at TNT Today Show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, exclusively on TTT.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City.
Circumstances and the whirlwinds that the elderly and disabled people have managed to find themselves in this Trinidad and Tobago. We also have, well, like I say, co-hosting Mr. Anton Lafon, the long-time champion for disabled people, former licensing officer and traffic planner. Anton Lafon, welcome to the studio and the program once again.
It's a pleasure to be here. I always feel comfortable talking about persons with disabilities.
As always, I mean, you could say that is your forte over so many years.
So just asking, he was a licensing officer.
For 17 years, ask him.
I could see that.
What is visible about my
militant.
The militancy.
I wouldn't want him
was
to
a
put me
cadet.
aside. You were a cadet, that's what they say.
But you see what I mean? You see what I mean? So you're learning things as we go along.
That's right.
I used to say about vehicles, not people.
Okay. I stand corrected.
After for 17 years, a traffic planner. You know what I mean? A man who has been involved with, PTSC setting up their Damu service and all these things.
Okay.
Yeah, you have done a lot of work over the many years. I mean, every year for World Disability Day too, he keeps, some kind of function or some kind of thing, invite a lot of the disabled people over the many years in honor of people with disabilities. So, I mean, this is a man that really have done and deserving of a national award.
That's very admirable.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of person, kind of pull back himself and kind of reserve it. But I like to give people the flowers.
Well, shall we? He still look like, ticket. You want this side, so what is
Surprisingly, I'm not like that.
No.
Yeah,
no.
surprisingly not like that. Surprisingly not like that. I've known him for over 25 years, but nearly 30 years now. And he's one of the most humble and cool beings that you will know. Yes, something that you were saying.
Yeah, but getting back to your comparison with the Calypsonians and their present position, you see, you have those people as examples. Now you have to deal with the real issue, as I can continue to emphasize that the poor people, they will not be recognized, they will not be known. They either will die or continue to suffer more. There's where you're supposed to develop. You're supposed to have a survey. You're supposed to know where these people are. As you were chatting before, we could use the area of a disaster. If God forbid, if a disaster hits Trinidad and Tobago, what is the position of persons who are elderly and disabled? Are we in a position to say we have knowledge of where these persons are, and in the event of a disaster, we pick them up first, because those are the people you have to get out of the danger zone and as quickly as possible. Is it comfortable to say that we are in a position to do that? I hardly like think so. But what I'm saying to you is that it's never too late. And hence the reason why I keep overemphasizing that the poor must be given some form of recognition. They must be known, because you cannot stay in a society and you're poor and persons with disabilities who are poor.
Destitute, yeah.
It is sad. And it is not being repetitive, it's being practical, because you have to keep talking about it and hoping that somewhere along the line somebody will say enough is enough. And persons with disabilities must change their attitude towards society. They must start saying something. They must start establishing where they are and how uncomfortable they are. Because if you continue to be comfortable in that zone, your problem will get worse.
I would agree with you 100%, because, I mean, I have said that many times here too. You see, I've said that many times, because imagine a situation like, for example, a gentleman called, and his situation was because in terms especially the sociological and economic impact on people with disability and the elderly, in this particular case, this gentleman, he said that his wife just got like a $200 increase in salary, and because of that, without warning anything, he, his 2 children checks stopped, and this gentleman is in a wheelchair. So a $200 increase
For his wife.
now. When you stop the $200 check, the 2 checks that his children were getting, I mean, what the massive deficit? Because let's say if the checks were worth probably $1,000 or whatever
Per child.
$200 in, no, I don't know what the exact thing, but I only believe it might be $1,000 or so.
Correct.
Right. Now $200 increase, and let me say you take away $2,000 or whatever the case might be that his children were getting, then what situation this person would find himself in?
Financially.
And the thing about it, in this country, you have the politicians. I must go there because they're the ones who determine how the money is being spent and that kind of thing in the budget, right? And what I'm saying is, right, these people don't want to lose my thread of thought. However, yes, what I was about to say is that when you have the CPEP, right, so much and so much people were fired from the CPEP jobs. You had parliamentary representative were making a big brouhaha about this and that and that weeks. No, I'm not saying for one moment that I am anything against that. But what I'm saying is, for all the parliamentarians that were so caring and so this, and saying that 20,000 almost people, 1,000 lost their jobs through CPEP, where are these same people to say what happened to the decades that disabled people were denied jobs? That is the kind of hypocrisy that I'm seeing, and I want to bring light to the public. Where are all these caring parliamentarians that saying that people have no money to eat and they have no days, and that will cause crime and the starvation and all that? See, they're not causing starvation when it comes to people with disabilities. Anthony can continue.
I tend to stay away from that, I tend to stay away from that because I believe that, listen, this is not the issue. The issue is the people themselves are not saying anything. So you become complacent. You can't be. For too long, this area of disability have been knocking on the door. I mean, unconsciously, it is depressing to know that you have a decent show like this, trying to get these people to come forward, and they're not doing the government and the CPEP that have nothing to do with this. What you're talking about is the people themselves. If we are in a position to say 2 steps forward, we're making 8 steps backwards because your dormancy is prominent. You can't do that. And I am not making no excuses or no apologies for the concept. The concept is a real issue. We have to start saying X is X, not X for box, X is X. And we have, if we continue on this vein, we have nothing to say. Because how could you talk when you're not making a contribution? If I am a government officer and you're not doing something to help yourself, how I can help you?
Of course, we have callers, huh?
Yeah, of course. Invite them.
All right. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
The man who's talking just now, you hear what he said? He don't want to get him into the politics. Right? Look, I am visually impaired. I'm disabled. I live in a HCC apartment. And the NID board, this is 5 months I haven't received my disablement money. I'm knocking on, I was there up to this morning. I just called Sharon Pahan's program. These people, them don't care about the most vulnerable. All the fighting in parliament is corruption. Who keeps one? Who keeps this and who keeps that? And we are the most vulnerable. What could I do to get my money? I have glaucoma, I have cataract, I'm disabled. I live in an HCC apartment. I went and paid rent this morning. I had to beg people to assist me to tell me to here and there. Because all this know was with what is the eyesight when it goes 90%. Mr. Roland, right?
Yeah.
You can understand what I'm talking about. I'm 90%. And there's 5 months now I get in this money over 17 years. Why it takes taking 6 and 8 months to have a medical review, and they do that on their own. It's madness. These poor people always have to be crying, and as this man said, he don't want to interfere in politics. You know why? Yeah. You know why? Yeah, that is all I have to say for now. I am visually impaired.
Okay,
I
thank
have more than one disability, and I am the one who's feeling it. Not the politician. I feeling it. Mr. Roland, right, you have a nice day.
All right, thank you very much for calling,
Thank
caller.
you so much, caller.
You on telephone?
Yeah.
You
You see,
respond.
that chap has a personal situation. Now, if there's a collective move, it will be entertained.
Yes, it will have an impact.
And if you continue and if I say I don't want to have anything to do with the politics, I am saying politics is a natural thing.
Correct.
So I can't do without it. I say, but I want us to be more conscious of where we are and what is happening. Now, if we continue to labor and head towards the politician, how are we going to move forward? We have to show where we are collective, the umbrella effect, and then we will have a position.
Correct.
The politics will never stop. It don't matter who is in charge, it will never stop. But if you don't put any emphasis on what you want, you will remain in the doldrums. And that is where we are. And we have to, this program is to elevate, this program is to edify, to make people understand that this is a movement forward. The umbrella effect is the way.
And they want to be heard, eh? They want to be heard.
Somebody calling again?
Someone is calling on
Of course, bring them on.
All right, okay. Ooh. Caller? Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, caller, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, gentlemen on the panel, madam, good afternoon to all of you.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
What I'm saying is that too many people who are differently able, in the long-term sense of it, have become comfortable and complacent. And they don't really care about the rest who have become disabled and yet to have become disabled. Yet, those who haven't become as yet now. Right? And the gentleman is on point. This program running too long. I could count on one hand the people that has called this program. And I one of them. I sure I is one of the only person that gave a thumbs up on YouTube as well. The people who affected, which is the differently able community, they're not calling, they're not vocalizing, they want to sit back in a room in a corner and want somebody to agitate on their behalf. And that could never carry us anywhere. No, respect to employment, I keep saying it over and over. It is not sexy to hire us right now. There is no incentive to hire us because there's no tax breaks. There's nothing encouraging business people to employ the disabled. Right? And these feelings that they're putting over our head. So man, I understand what you're saying, my brother. I doubly disabled because I poor and I disabled. So I doubly down in the Dutch. So yeah, that position that they is putting, they need to change the policies that they deal with differently able people. They need to change the policies that they could deal with people with some dignity and respect. Because we are treated as like some kind of eyesore, some big bobo that they don't want nobody to see. Because most differently able people are in rooms hiding away themselves. And we need to be vocal, we need to be visible. And I want to say this to Mr. Roland. Nothing, anything decision-wise that is going to affect our lives and our way of living should not be made without us being included. There should be no decision made for us, without us, and by us. You understand what I'm saying, brother?
Well, I agree with you 100%.
So, majority of these boards, they're not spitting in a little disabled person to try and get it plight. Even if it's a deaf, a blind, somebody representing cerebral palsy, somebody representing Princess Elizabeth, somebody representing PTDPI. No, we have no kind of representation. We are not seen and we are being forgotten. And the few people that are speaking out are being ignored. And that is the position, because I telling you, I have it to deal with, I am the gentleman Mr. Roland was talking about in the first instance. My wife, it's like the system is designed to separate. Because what I'm watching is, if I away from my family, they will give her the money. So better I just leave the house and leave she, and they will give she the money, and they will be able to see what my sharing then. The system designed to split apart families. It ain't designed to bring together families and keep them together.
Thank you very much. I agree with you on that. You could continue.
Respect, I tune in and I just listen. If I could call again, I would.
Of course, no problem.
Yeah, the policies, as Mr. Lafont said, it has nothing to do with no politics. The policies that they implement, that is dealing with the different labels, they are inhumane, they are disrespectful, they are unkind. And they do not care how you live and survive when the day and the week come. Disabled people are expected to be magicians every single day, every single month. Love and respect.
Love and respect.
Thank you for calling, caller.
Cheers.
Yeah, we could continue.
Yeah, and you see, if you have a quantity of people like that chap expressing and saying and writing and
how he feels
and how the position is with them, you will get movement.
You'll get results.
You must get movement. But if you continue to be dormant and you just you ain't taking it on, and every often you're protesting.
He made a very valid point in that it should have persons who are disabled on these committees.
Yes, well, I always make that point.
Decisions.
But then again, however you look at it, it will be determined. You have to deal with the politics. Politics is involved in everything. What you have to try to avoid is the party politics. When you do party politics, hold on.
And when well, for myself, I'm not even thinking politics here. I'm just saying.
No.
It comes like if we have a panel of judges.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is
judging singing.
What I'm saying is,
you
right,
can't have non-singers judging singing.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is, right,
you
have to deal in order to influence the policies.
Right,
just as how he's saying. You cannot get people on the boards just like that. You have to deal with the politicians because they're the ones who in parliament, they're the ones who will have to change the constitution because those things will require constitutional changes.
And reform.
Roland, you have to understand that you have to have a representation. You have to have people out there wanting to make this thing propel itself. If you just sitting down, one person here, one person, you have to, when you see a barrage of people coming at you, you have no choice.
I agree with you 100%. What I'm saying is,
influencing and say we want Roland on a board to make decisions for disabled people.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that every day. People tell you that. What I'm saying is, right, whether as a person or not, right, in terms of dealing with these people, these are the same people, whether it's as a group or as a crowd or how they call it, these are the same people that we'll have to all still have to deal with in order to influence the constitutional changes that be required. Now, in the absence, though, these things, and I agree with you 100%, we have spoken about that, right? That we always need it's always best when you have a groundswell of support. Now, in the absence of that, which we know that we haven't had for probably decades. I remember on various stations. Right, if you go back 23 years ago when you and I used to be co-hosted Bawani Passat, if you notice, most of the people who used to be calling were other callers.
I'm young, so
yeah. Right, 23 years ago, that was 2002, 2000 to 2003. We should be co-hosting another program, Telephone, I and Bawani Passat. So until we go way back long. And Telephone will tell you that most of the callers were calling on that popular radio station. Would it be everybody people? I know some of the callers by listening to some of them.
Right.
And this is where, how do we get these people and them? Because number one, it has to do with culture too.
Yeah.
You see, culturally speaking, Trini people I mean, apart from trade unions, that kind of thing. Even trade unions and they protesting for salaries and that kind of thing. They'll come out in the numbers. You know, we shall overcome and that kind of thing and that kind of thing, right? If it's like, you know, like the Section 34 thing, driven by political parties, you see a large march, that kind of thing, Labor Day, that kind of thing. But this is like individuals coming out. So I think it's a deeper thing because remember, different labor people is a subset of the population. Good. So what I'm saying is it's from like part of the culture in terms of the world thing and that kind of thing. So probably it's getting into the minds of the different labor people. What do you think about that, Anthony Lafon?
I am fixed on my concept that the umbrella effect is the way to go. We have to be collective. Now you're talking about 23 years ago. What have we learned? What was gained from that? It's because we're still knocking on the door. We're still looking at it from a positive point of view. But it's because of the mindset. It's because of the attitude. Because in between those 23 years, you know how many disabled people fitted into that category? You know how many people who have disabilities now who have a strong belief that we are part of society too and still ain't doing anything? Something is wrong with the methodology. Something is wrong with the concept.
How do we fix that?
We have to get a collective approach towards it.
Yes.
That is the bottom line. We cannot do it single or singly. We can't do it. We have to do it from a collective. Anytime we have to have an interjection, we must have it collective. So when you say, okay, this is a program we have and we must take full advantage of it, there must be a barrage of people calling.
Right.
You must be able, as a matter of fact, you must have a show where just people to just call.
Yes, because we have social media.
You understand? You have social media and you have, but the social media people should transfer themselves into the movement. If the disabled people say, well, we could use the social aspect of the cause, you will see a big difference. So this is what is happening here is the lack of the voice that is making us look so bad. The lack. If we have a voice, if every so often you're hearing somebody with a disability or persons with disabilities voicing their opinion, there must be some. You must get some attention.
It will come out.
You must get some attention. But if we can't keep looking back. I mean, you learn from looking back, but you have to be able to see what is happening now, because we want the future not to be like the past, and you deal with it. And right now, I am saying, poor people who are disabled they're just marginally displaced. They are not being heard. If they make an impression or a voice, it will have an impact. Because you're sitting there and you say, I don't want us to be feeling that this is a chore, you know.
Gotcha.
It's a part of life. It's a reality. And if we don't do that, best we just lie down. Just lie down. Because right now, technology has moved so far. We have and we have to be able to say we are part of society. It's not a question of this part of society has been castrated. You have to eat, you have to go to the toilet, you have to be able to you have to be part of society. It don't happen just so. So all I'm saying is much more attention must be given to ourselves before we make the move forward. We can't be talking and you're not aware yourself.
And we have callers.
Go ahead.
Of course, callers. Yes, good afternoon, callers.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, callers.
I'm the guy who called in first. We're talking about the discrimination again about the disabled. I had an incident in Wassa because I have nobody to do my thing. I was in errors. I went into them, I talking to them, I went to pay a certain amount of money. And while having the discussion, the person who was talking to me was very rude. I said, Ma'am, I explained to her that I am visually impaired. She said, well, if you are blind, you are deaf. The security matter about it because she had a problem with disabled people. Right? As you all talking, one people demonstrate, go outside and play card, and he blind, and because he was he blind, I could go and do anything to help myself. I could hardly see. It's 23 years, Mr. Bawani and Mr. Roland might have trying or what, and nothing came up. Completely. They treat me like shit, like dude, being nobody.
Okay.
Just watch your language,
Yeah, control your language, all right. We understand the passion, but
yeah, we understand the compassion. The passion, sorry.
His problem is singular. And he don't understand that cooperation is a factor to entertain.
Yeah.
If you have cooperation, if you have people who having the same issues, you compile them and you make a move. Now you can't in every walk or form of life, you will find people who are indiscretionate, who are weird. And you have to deal with that. That is an individual. That is not everybody's view. That is a person who has a problem because she don't know what lies in the future. You know what she will say if something happen? If I had known. But you have it in front of your face. And these are the areas.
One quick call and...
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling from that concern with what is been up here. I was a whole in Gonzaga, like Playfield and in Land. They just bought all the states. Could you send something, sir?
Caller, we're not hearing you. But could you put your mouth closer to the phone?
Yes, I am calling for Gonzaga. That the Playfield water is running for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Near the Playfield.
All right. This is not the program for that. That will be early on with Connect with Sharon. All right. That will be around noon. You could give a call into us and we will assist you with that. All right. Have a good evening.
Yeah. Well, on telephone, you have any last words then?
As I adhere to the concept of throwing the mother the wall, some must stick. So I will come on every occasion and use this platform to encourage persons with disabilities not to be as dormant as they are. Stand and you don't have to do it in a violent or aggressive manner. You have to be practical. And if this could happen, I'll be happy. I'll be part of whatever movement to propel us forward, because this is what it is.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Anthony, for expressing your view. And as always, you're always welcome to co-host the program as long as you have an issue. People, and thank for all the callers who calling in. This is Roland Stewart saying, until tomorrow, do have a beautiful afternoon.
Tune in to Beyond the Limits with Roland Stewart on Talk City 91.1 FM, Mondays to Thursdays from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. A powerful talk show exploring real stories, challenges, and triumphs of persons living with disabilities, including amputations, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, intellectual disabilities, and more. Beyond the Limits, changing perspectives, breaking barriers, and giving voice beyond disability.
Honoring the beauty of Indian heritage, TTT invites you to immerse yourself in Desi May as we mark Indian Arrival Month with color, music, and magic of Indian cinema. Throughout May, enjoy your favorite Bollywood hits and timeless classics, from iconic blockbusters
Talk City
to treasure.
91.1, thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1 is launching bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago